Don't be this guy. Well, I don't believe this is a guy. I believe this is a woman. I'm talking about the guy she chose. See down here how I chose my husband? Don't be him. Many of you on this channel, you're not. Especially you who have converted to my Patreon, where I give you the raw, uncensored stuff. You're not this guy. Make time on these hoes. That's how we giving it up. From 2026 to infinity. Fuck you mean. But this is a creator that YouTube gave me on my side. Hey, you might like this. I don't know why they thought I would like this, but whatever. We're going to check out what she's talking about, and we're going to laugh at it.
Today, I want to talk about how I chose my husband. So we have been married for 11 years. We've been together for 17. 6 years of that was on and off, long distance. And we've actually known each other for 28 years.
Okay, this is why I had to play that, because I said to her in her other video, I said, "Oh, you're not married, this and this and that." Well, I hope you are married, this and this and that. Okay, whatever. So on this one, I start by saying, "Okay, great, you are married." Phew, that was a close one. I'm 19 seconds in, and it seems like you're gonna say you chose a guy you settled for, which is hilarious, and that's what I was gonna say in the comments. But I'm like, I don't want her to think I'm trying to be her friend. I don't want you, bitch. It's hilarious on so many levels, and we're going to talk about the levels that it's funny on. Then 24 seconds in, she said she's known this dude for 28 years. You definitely picked from your friend zone. That's funny, because this is one of those levels. I said it's hilarious on so many levels. This is one. That's funny, because years ago when my wife told me, because I don't get it twisted, lady, I'm married, been married. You just been with this dude 11 years. You know, I was already married for 7 years when you decided to marry this guy. When my wife told me women do that, I scoffed at the idea. But here we are. And this is the thing, because Gypsy Ben was telling me women choose from their friend zone, which I didn't believe, because I hadn't seen the proof of that in my life, you know. But here we are. That's one of the levels. And I'm going to talk more about the levels that are so hilarious to me. Let's keep going.
So the way I chose him was that, I guess starting from 19, a little bit after I became a Christian, there were certain...
All right, so part of the hilarity, this is a new layer. After the hoe phase, there's always Jesus. I wonder why it works like that.
You were a hoe.
Back in the days.
How long haven't you been a hoe for?
For a little minute. For a little minute.
You are correct, brother, because she got up out of that water like, yes, Jesus, bitches. And that's not how it's supposed to go. You serpent worshiping bitch. Call her Slitherina. You slithery bitch. These slithery hoes out here. I'm not saying you were a hoe. You had a hoe phase. I'm saying, you know, you chose your personal Lord and Savior after something happened.
First and foremost is values. Basically, your values have to line up. So in my case, I live a lot of my life based on Christian principles, but honestly, you can...
But for how long and since when?
Use this method no matter what faith you are, or if you're agnostic or whatever. So first of all, for me personally, I needed for my man to believe in God, because things change. There's always trends, right? There's fashion trends, body trends, and also thought trends. And
yeah, your fashion was different. It was fashionable to not have a man. There was body trends. Your body looked and made you feel a whole lot different. And thought trends. You thought you was going to be able to choose from whoever you thought you could choose from. Come to find out. Oh, I don't have that many choices. Let me choose from my friend zone. So not to call your man a simp. I'm not saying he's a simp, but I'm saying he definitely wasn't your first choice. Fuck you. No, he wasn't. Oh, I've known him for 28 years. We were dating off and on for 17, and we married 11. The fuck out of here. You thought you could get somebody better, and it didn't fucking work. That's hilarious to me and to other men who feel like MGTOW on these hoes.
If I did not have a man who used some common ground for his moral compass, then it wouldn't work, because
Here goes the whole white knight. Oh no, it doesn't matter that you're 48. I don't care. I've always loved you. Bitch, no, but that's okay. There's some guys who feel like that. I don't know if he really felt like that or if he just said that, but absolutely he was not your first choice. I don't think so. Fuck you. You telling a goddamn lie.
say, for example, okay, how we should behave with the opposite gender while in a relationship. A lot of people have different views on that. So, for example, he and I knew
The Christian views is not no whole lot of views. There's one Christian view. Based on the Bible, based on Jesus, there's one view. Okay? And however other people feel doesn't fucking matter. Oh, LGBTQ. That's not what the fucking Bible said. Bitch, fuck you.
we were not going to put ourselves in a position where we could even be questioned. And obviously, through years together and building more trust, we do have opposite gender friendships, but there's stipulations to that. There's boundaries around that. And some of those boundaries even look a little different between the two of us, which could be controversial for some, but he and I understand.
It's controversial for him, but he had to acquiesce if he wanted to be with you. So I'm not calling him a simp. He's just seeming more and more simpy. There's things you don't compromise for these hoes when it comes to your religion. You don't compromise. You cannot compromise these hoes when it comes to your religion. You can't compromise politics when it comes to your religion. Not according to the Bible, not according to Jesus. Fuck you. No, it don't. And I'm not one of these people who's trying to tell you the type of Christian you should be. I'm saying I was raised in a Kojic family. Okay, my great-grandfather was a preacher with a church. He had 7 sons. 4 of his sons were preachers, except my grandfather, he wasn't a preacher. At one time, they told me I was going to be a preacher. In my mind, I was like, man, I'm finna be a rapper. Don't get it fucked up, because rap wasn't even looked at like it was even a viable anything. Rap was looked at like disco. That shit is gonna fall off in a while. It's not even music. Whatever, blah. Rap was looked at like how HBCUs was looked at. You went to HBCU as an athlete. You went to HBCU? Oh, your school was in a strip mall. Yes, HBCUs were looked at like University of Phoenix Online. Who remembers when University of Phoenix Online first came out? DeVry University. You know, these colleges you see on Ricky Lake and Jerry Springer commercials. That's the way HBCUs were looked at by everybody except for black. Let me just interject right here. I'm going to get back to what I was talking about in this audio breakdown of this lonely bitch who's married but still lonely. The reason I'm talking about this and showing these hoodies right here, because they're not going to give hip hop the credit. But I remember, as many of you in the audience remember, they was looking at hip hop like it's nothing. Hip hop culture, period. Because if it's hot on the streets, not the dope dealers, if it's hot on the streets, like I oftentimes say, when I was young, college used to be the internet and the streets was the dark web, and hip hop culture was the streets. Like Nas said, back when hip hop was the hood's secret, we always looked at hip hop like how it's looked at right now. The problem is we were looked at like we were schizophrenic. You're crazy if you think rap will ever be something like what we created. It's never going to be like R&B. It's never going to be like country music. It's never going to be like rock and roll. If you don't get the connection, yeah, black people made all of those forms of music. Absolutely, rap will get co-opted and they'll have all of these white guys, and you'll be thinking 20, 30 years from now that white people created rap. Absolutely, rap will be like that. But I think this is for the Patreon. I might try to do a little something for the YouTube to get you guys to go to the Patreon, because I can talk like this freely on Patreon. YouTube, I'm surprised if they'll even let the algorithm even show it to you. I'd be surprised if you see it. But that said, this is the way the rap was looked at. Like, you see the Carl Kanai hoodie, you see the HBCU hoodie, because of rap, the rise of rap, and all of these things were popularized by this hip hop that black people invented off of a hunch. It wasn't a sure thing. It was a hunch. We felt like this would work if we did this. Some brothers did it going all the way back to the 70s, but I digress. We'll talk about stuff like that more on the Patreon. Make sure you sign up as a free member, because I put stuff down there for the free members, a lot of stuff, but then I got even more exclusive stuff on the higher tiers. If you want to, if you don't, no doubt, I feel you, bro. You're a grown man. Let's continue. Black people. And then there were even some black people who looked at it like that. That's how rap was looked like. It was looked at like that. Not by me. First time I heard rap, I said, I don't want to listen to nothing else. No other kind of music ever. And other people like me said the same thing. We liked rap. Give a fuck what you think about it. Then once you motherfuckers realized, the Tiny Hat Gang, they realized there was money in it. Now they came over. Anyway, this is not about the Juice Crew All-Stars. This is about, I have somewhat, if you will, a background in religion. Especially in Christianity, Kojic, Church of God in Christ, the organization, and I know you can't compromise certain things. Actually, none of it. You don't compromise none of it. You don't compromise your soul for nothing. Finish telling us about how you chose your husband, because he wasn't your first choice.
So my point is, you have to have similar values, because I feel like a lot of people, when they get together, they're thinking very surface, for example, like, okay, women, he has to be tall, he has to make X amount of money, blah, blah, blah. He has to be good.
People, she means me, the girl cult. What feminism, that's the new femininity. Femininity has been co-opted by feminism. And feminism said all of this stuff that she's saying. So when she says certain people, you felt like that. If you didn't feel like that, you would have already had this dude in your early 20s. Or not him, this guy that you actually chose. You wouldn't have been with him. You would have chose the other dudes. When you was jumping from dick to dick to dick in your 20s in college, you would have chose one of them. Because they're actually who you wanted. This friend zone nigga that you ended up marrying, he wanted you. You didn't want him because you could do better than him. In your dick jumping career, you was getting older. And feminism didn't tell you that part. It told you the other parts. It didn't tell you the cons of it. The con of feminism is that it's a con. They're conning you. So you just had to settle for this nigga. All you strong, independent bitches end up settling. Period. You beautiful for nothing ass bitch. I don't care if you're married. You're a beautiful for nothing asshole. Because you came to this realization at 40 years old.
What about, for example, things like, how are you going to set up your finances? Do you want to have a 50-50 situation, or do you want a man who provides? How do you want to raise kids, if you even want to have kids? And I was actually watching a podcast about, even if you, they were talking about how even if you want kids, you have to talk about how many, for example. So that was basically point number one, which are...
How many kids do you have? Because something I didn't realize until my wife told me about it. A lot of women don't want to get rid of their pre-baby body. They know what their mom looks like, other women in their family. They know what their genetics are like or seem like. Once I have a baby, my body is shot. I still want to have dudes looking at me while I'm in my bikini at the beach. Women like to be lusted after. They want to be wanted. That's attention. But once I give you what you actually want, man, which is a handy, now is nothing else. Now you gonna leave. And what if I really liked you? I get it, women. It's a terrible existence. But you're a Christian. So you don't look at it like it's a terrible existence. At least you shouldn't. That's what feminism tells you.
Another thing is I looked at his heart. So I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman wanting to be provided for. I mean, I like being provided for. I really appreciate it. But I think where there's a lot of frustration on, from a man's perspective nowadays, is that a lot of women are coming in with this energy of like, he has to make a certain amount of money for me to even look his way, which if there's any guys watching this, you can chime in, but I think it just feels really disempowering for them, because first of all, the economy is not doing so well.
Nah, it's not the economy. It's, bitch, you already been fucking since you was 14 or 15 years old. I gotta make a certain amount of money, but you got as many bodies as you want me to make money per week. How much is enough money? Let's say you want me to make $100,000 a year. What does that equal out to in a weekly paycheck. Whatever that number is, you fucked that many niggas before I even meet you at 25, 35 years old. What?
And a lot of men, they're emasculated, they're disempowered because of whatever reasons, and they're just kind of, they're not there yet at a, for example, 6-figure salary, for example, right? So when guys hear this, it was discouraging, right?
I don't think it's discouraging. It's disingenuous. That's the diss. That you want the guy to do this financially, but you haven't stopped fucking.
Aha!
Do you want fuck long? Do you want fuck long? What? Coffee. Fuck long.
Like, you didn't stop being a hoe just because I make 6 figures. You didn't stop being a hoe just because I'm 6 feet and I got a 6-pack. So it's disingenuous, because even if I stop making that amount of, let's say I was making 100K a year for 6 years, you didn't stop being a hoe for those 6 years. You're still a hoe. You still will fuck who you feel like. I still have to compromise with your hoish ways. And then let's say COVID happens. COVID is in the air. Don't get it fucked up. That they could pop that on us whenever they feel like. Shout out to my creepy TikTok viewers. Then I'm not making $100,000 a year no more. You still are a hoe. In fact, your hoe-flation, hoe activation, activated. You can turn that on again. So it's disingenuous. You didn't stop being a whore. Now, luckily for you, I like hoes. I do. I like whores. I like you to be freaky in a bed. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, you want to bring another bitch in here? Okay, well, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about who she is. You want to bring another man in here? Oh, hold on. Okay, we got to stop there. And for those, why can't she bring another man in? Because that's you being a hoe. That's the thing. Women don't even want another man. Look how tired this bitch is with just talking. She can't even get all the words out. She is your life. You know what you've been doing. It's a lot of work to deal with one man. And women don't like to work. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying, the will for wisdom. If you could have your money and not work, you would get it. Men, when we're not working, we feel worthless. Let a working dude break his leg, break his arm, whatever like that. He's incapacitated for like, who knows how, like a few months. He got a back injury. He will start to feel like, oh my God, what is my existence? 1, I'm talking from experience. 2, I know other men who slipped into depression because they couldn't go to work. Not because he couldn't get a bitch. Are you fucking stupid? I'm not talking to you, babe. Will of wisdom. I'm talking to these dumb bitches listening. Your audience. These are stupid hoes. Stupid, lonely hoes who have been reduced to settling for niggas who they didn't want to fuck out of their friend zone. Like you did. You ain't want to be with this nigga. That's why it took 11. You known each other for 20 years, you said. The fuck? That's longer than your goddamn marriage. Are you insane? You know what? My bad. You know what? My bad.
Is look at his heart rather than what he has right now. And I know that might sound like, oh, you're trying to look for potential, you're trying to date or marry potential rather than as he is. But no, I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that, but women wouldn't say what it actually is. You speak in code, and life doesn't work in code. Let you be broke and can't pay your bills. They're not going to tell you in code. They're going to say, get out. I got some new tenants moving in. The sheriff is going to come. He wants you evicted. You got to leave. Get the fuck out. They're going to throw your shit out. And men, we know life works like that. That's why you need the covering of a man, you lonely bitch. Well, you're not lonely, but I kind of think you are. I don't think you wanted this dude. You did not want him. You had way better looking, way better career having niggas in your 20s. You did. Will of wisdom, don't lie. You's a pretty bitch. To me, like 25 years later, 25 years ago, you was knocking these niggas down. You wanted one of them. The problem is, 25 years later, those dudes, they got more options. They got more resources. That's why they have more options. Money does for men. Money gives you options. Money gives you options also, ma'am, but that's not even what you want. You want attention from the man you earned. This nigga you're married to, you didn't earn him. You had that nigga in your back pocket for 28 years. That nigga was the equivalent of lint in your jeans. You don't want that shit. It's just in there. You have it. Pull your pockets out so they look like rabbit ears. And the lint that's on the end of the rabbit ears, that's what he is. I'm sure he's a great guy. Stop lying to your audience. You ain't want this nigga. You had to settle for this nigga, babe. I'm sorry. I mean, that's hilarious to me, but let's keep going.
Because if you're looking at how his heart is, how he operates, that is who he is now. So for example, my husband, he actually gave to me while he had very, very little. So I didn't exactly understand how his finances were set up when we first got married, or even when we were first dealing with each other. Like,
dealing is fucking. We have that in the black community. Us men, we know that. Oh, I'm just dealing with her. I'm fucking this bitch. We having sex. We're dating. Dating is a PC synonym for fucking. We're fucking. We're having sex. That's what we're doing. I can't stop her from fucking who she want to fuck, and that bitch can't say shit to me about who I want to fuck. As long as I keep it low that I'm fucking her friend, and I know the friend gonna keep it low because she's a sneaky bitch like that, no doubt. Everything is all good.
With our long distance relationship and everything, like, he would send me gifts, and I didn't realize till much later that he was sending me gifts with like money he barely even had.
Because this nigga had you, or you had him, the lint in your jeans, for 28 years. You said so. I ain't saying this. She said it. Go back and listen. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe she said for 20 years. But still, you've only been married for 11. I know you said that. That nigga felt like I might lose her, because I already don't have her. She can get better niggas than me. She's gotten better niggas than me. She ain't interested in me. Fuck. Why you think the TV show Mork and Mindy worked? Mindy didn't have no nigga. She had to date a fucking alien. You lonely bitch.
So that kind of showed me his heart. He's really generous. I have notes here. He's super generous. He's responsible.
I got notes. I gotta read my notes to explain to you about my husband that I chose and I've been with for 11 years. Maybe I just paused it on this part in the video, but she looked depressed. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He's consistent. He keeps his word. Those are the things that made me trust him. When we first got married, like I said, he didn't have too much yet. He was at like 50 something K a year. I didn't really even get an engagement ring. I know that's like, well, a lot of girls might think, what did I get myself into? But
a lot of lonely girls will think that. Like your audience, the Will of Wisdom, you got a lot of lonely bitches. These bitches who don't have men. If they do have a, I don't mean don't have men like she don't got nobody to give her orgasms. She don't want to marry that guy. That dude is not doing all of this stuff that you just said your husband does for you. She doesn't trust that that guy can or will do all of those things for her. This is a part of what Gypsie talks about in her book, how women constantly live in fear because this voice in your head as a woman is always heckling you. It's telling you, bitch, you made a bad decision. Oh, bitch, you're fat. Oh, bitch, you getting old. Where'd that wrinkle come from? Is that a gray hair? Are you short hair, bitch? You better put these clips in your hair. Then you can fool niggas into thinking you got long hair. You bald-headed bitch. That voice is constantly talking to women like 24 hours a day. And us, as her man, comes in and reassures her. Us saying whatever stuff we say is what she uses to talk back to that voice in her head and say, shut up, bitch. That's not true, because why did this nigga do this? The voice shuts up for a minute. Yeah, you didn't know that. I didn't know that as a man either. Gypsy told me that. That's why you need to get this book, because she'll tell you certain stuff in the book that will help you deal with your woman better. Some of you men already know that. Shout out to you, and that's why you're gold members. You looking at it like, it's about damn time. I've been doing this for the past 20 years. Other niggas look at it like that? Cool. This like a TV show to you, to my nigga. Some of these other niggas, this is like life-shattering. Oh my God, I didn't even know. What? She fucking, I'm her, she didn't want me? She settled for me? Yes. And it's not because you make $50,000 a year. It's because she felt she could do better. Life showed her, no, you can't, bitch.
Honestly, every situation is different, and for us, that was just what it was. Look at his heart, not what he has right now, because a lot of you guys are getting into relationships really young too. Like, a lot of guys are not going to have all the things in their 20s.
Here she go explaining why she didn't marry in her 20s when she was fresh. Look at that regret on her face. Yeah, because the niggas that was your age, they didn't have what the niggas who was 10, 15 years older than you had. Now here's the thing, you're 25, you're 22, you're 23, you just got out of college. You're working your first corporate job. The dudes that's around you, your age, graduated with you, they're trying to build their empires too. A guy that's 10 years older than you, 35, he's building his empire still. Okay, I don't even think we truly even get our empire. If you ask Kevin Samuels, he said men don't really even hit their first million till they're in their 50s.
These men have to work to make themselves the best that they can be. Have you worked to make yourself the best you can be?
As much as I could.
No, ma'am, that's bullshit. No, that's bullshit. You haven't even got to a healthy weight. Now you got to do is drink water and go to a plant-based diet and exercise. The best you can, and you're a health person. You know better. The net of it is you want somebody who's worked to make himself the best, and are you a worthy reward for that? You haven't even made yourself the best. You're just giving him the leftovers. No, ma'am, that's not even. See, what you're asking for is an unfair deal.
Understandable.
And the thing is, you would be better off if you just got real with who you are, what you bring to the marketplace, and get with somebody who y'all may be able to work something out. But a high value, no, ma'am, that's not. You couldn't go to the Bentley dealership with no down payment and a 500 credit rating. I mean, I'm saying this for people in the audience because far too many women y'all sound like y'all don't even know who men are.
So he's still building his career at 35, building his empire, pardon me. He building his empire at 35, but he got way more at 35 than he had when he was 25. So he got a little bit more security in his life to offer to a woman at 35. But because them niggas didn't look, they weren't fat and out of shape. They were just a little bit older. And feminism, which co-opted femininity, tells you, oh no, he gotta already have that. And see, when you following feminism, you got a look of regret like Willow Wisdom got. Here I am, 45. I gotta deal with this nigga that's making the amount of money that niggas I ran into when I was in my 20s. These 30-year-old niggas, and I'll be like, look, Russ, he's 30. But that nigga was making $50K every 6 months. I don't want to fuck with him because the girl cult shamed me. I listened to them lonely bitches. We all lonely together. I gotta do something, figure it out. Who do I got in my friend zone that I can deal with? Oh, here's this nigga that I've known for 28 years. Here, let me convince him to marry me. His simpy ass couldn't wait to marry you. Cause bitch, you can't get the niggas that you wanted. You can fuck them, but that's it. And unfortunately, when you get a certain age as a woman, that's not enough.
What else? Let me see. Yes.
Finally, she thought of something else that she likes about this nigga. Fucking finally. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's also this. Wait. Also, this too. Also, and she's reading the fucking notes. Oh, Willow Wisdom. You's a stupid bitch. Stupid, pretty for nothing ass hoes. Lonely, jiggly hoes. She don't got no man, but she don't give no damns. Lonely, jiggly hoes. She got her degree. Bro, that's all that she needs. Lonely, jiggly hoes. Dancing by herself. Boy, she don't need your help. Lonely, jiggly hoes. Ooh, babe. She got her new house. Man, what you talking about?